All right, now it's time to talk about the rules. And you're teenagers, you hate rules, I get it. But I'm talking about rules in thinking deeply, in our thinking tool, okay, and with the icon. So when it comes to rules, what are some of the words you think of? You think of like laws. You think of this, like there's a system of the way things ought to go. And then you either stay in the system or you break rules. What's that structure? Okay, what are the main ideas of that structure? And you could even go into why are they there. Okay, so let me get into Mice and Men. This one's actually tough for me, so it's because I hate rules. I'm kidding. So let's talk about on the ranch. There's certain etiquette that the men have on the ranch. They comb their hair kind of a certain way. They come to meals at a certain time. They don't work on Sunday. They treat women a certain way, and women are supposed to act a certain way. So there are all these kind of cultural rules on the farm, and then you start to see when people break them. Lenny going into Crooks's room, he's not supposed to do that. Curly's wife dressing the way she is, she's not supposed to do that. Then when rules are broken, then you have conflict, and then you have a story, okay? So that is one area where you see it. The other is just kind of this goes into pattern, but like the rules of the ranch. Like, this is how you're supposed to work. This is your work ethic on the ranch. This is what you're supposed to do. And so you have to stay in those rules. You also have rules of authority on the ranch. You have the boss, and then under the boss you have Slim, and then you probably have Curly. So, and then under them are the Bindlestiffs, and then even under them, there are the animals and the way they're supposed to behave for the men. So there's these kind of this hierarchy of rules on the ranch. Then there are rules that are cultural, the way that they treat crooks, which we look at that, we look at the way they treat crooks, and we say, wow, we don't like those rules. But that was the reality of the time. So how do we as readers interpret that rule, the way that they treated Curly's wife? Now there are also rules about literature in general that you can look at, like writing a novel. What do you have to have in a novel for it to be a novel? What do you have to have in a novel for it to be a classic? Is this a classic? So what are the rules for making something a classic? Is it just because it's popular, or is it because it's saying something about humanity that gets to the root of who we are? Are there other reasons why there's a classic? There's lots of different rules when it comes to literature and of Mice and Men.